Hello students, I Dr. Apurvanand, Dean School of Engineering, Professor and Head Mechanical Engineering Department, Babu Banarsi Das University. Today going to take lecture number 9 on Advanced Welding RME 081. So, my today's topic will be continuation over TIG welding and plasma arc welding. In my last class I have discussed about TIG welding, tungsten inert gas welding. I have in my earlier lectures told you that whatever welding you do, it will depend on the conventional basis will be always the conventional welding, that is the arc welding and the gas welding, and students has to identify that why they are studying these weldings. When we say advanced welding, we are studying lot of individual advanced welding, like today I am going to continue with the TIG topic, TIG welding, and also on I will be talking on the plasma arc welding, that is PAW. So, students, I want to ask you that when you think of these welding, what comes in your mind? Because remember one thing that when I say that this is this welding, what is the advantage of TIG welding or what is the disadvantage of TIG welding, application of the welding, somewhere in your life, when if you are working as a in the welding department, suppose you are welding, how you will decide that which welding is to be taken. So, if you ask this question, then the importance of whatever welding, advanced welding techniques are there, it will come into your mind. As a suppose you go to a doctor and you he sees you and he writes some medicine, and you take that medicine, after some time you are okay with it. Same way as an engineer, in your coming future, you have to decide that what type of welding you are going to take in case you are working with a welding department. So, if you understand this point, then you can understand the working easily. Understanding working is not going to change. There will be a shielding gas, there will be something which is going to shield the arc, and there will be fusion, lot of basic things will remain same. Power supplies and power equipments will almost work in the same fashion on different ratings and all, but you are the one who is going to understand that what type of welding you are going to take, for what purpose you are going to take. If you are making an aircraft, you have to choose a particular type of welding. If you are taking making something like in the sea area, then you are working on a fabrication, you are fabricating a girder for a bridge, then other type of welding will be taken. So, these questions must now come in your mind, because we have already covered the basic part, we have already covered the power equipments. Now, I am taking one by one these welding. So, I will again start with the TIG welding. These are the topics which we are going to cover today in this session, that is revision of tungsten inert gas welding, plasma arc welding, plasma arc welding setup, comparison of TIG and plasma arc welding, and working principle of plasma arc welding. Mainly the focus will be on plasma arc welding. Some topics of tungsten inert gas welding will be taken again. So, in tungsten inert gas welding, it is a arc welding. Remember one thing, there is nothing great in that, but what is great in that is that you can work with the thinner materials, like in 1940s this technique was developed, as in earlier lecture I have mentioned. So, TIG welding has a very high role in welding thinner materials, and if you can see here, the shielding gas is there, which is a inert gas. So, that has allowed us to weld on thinner materials like and with the help of tungsten non-consumable electrodes, and materials like magnesium and aluminum can also be joined. That is the advantage of tungsten inert gas welding. So, the principle of the tungsten inert gas welding, in the TIG welding process, the arc is formed between the appointed tungsten electrode and the workpiece in an inner atmosphere of argon and or helium. You can see in my last slide I have shown that is inner shielding is there. If you can see here, I have shown this is the shielding there and this is of argon or gas argon or helium. The small intense arc provided by the pointed electrode is ideal for high quality and precision welding. Sorry, because of the electrode is non consumed during welding, the TIG welder does not have to balance the heat input from the arc as the metal is deposited from the melting electrode. When the filler material is required, it must be added separately to the weld pool. So, this is factors and parameters for successful TIG welding. Arc starting is very important. The welding arc can be started by by scratching the surface, forming a short circuit, and it is only when the short circuit is broken that the main welding current will flow. The risk can be minimized, however, there is a risk that the electrode may stick to the surface. So, welder has to remember one thing, that he has to control its electrode, it should not stick with the base with the metal or the base metal to be welded. Electrodes for DC welding are normally pure tungsten with 1 to 4 thorium to improve the arc ignition. So, these things help in improving or successful for successful TIG welding. Shielding gases is selected according to the material being welded. The following guidelines may help. First is the argon gas. The most commonly used shielding gas which can be used for welding a wide range of material includes including steel, stainless steel, aluminum and titanium. So, argon is the shielding. Remember one thing, the shielding is very important to control the oxidation and all. So, when you are working on a very thinner material like a stainless steel, all the students must have seen utensils in their house. If you are welding on that much thin material, remember one thing, that shielding gases has a very important role. If something happens, the material will be spoiled, and if it gets with the nature, react with the nature, that portion is not go, you will not able to weld properly. Argon plus 2 to 5% S2, in the additional S2, the addition of hydrogen to the argon will make the gas slightly reducing, assisting the production of cleaner looking welds without surface oxidation. As the arc is hotter and more concentrated, it permits higher welding speeds. Disadvantage includes the risk of hydrogen cracking in the carbon steel and weld metal porosity in the aluminum alloy. Remember one thing, for working on stainless steels, TIG welding has a very important role. So, when you are using stainless steels, remember one thing, cleanness is also very important, because in mild steel and all, you do the welding, you remove the chips and all, and then at the last you paint. But here the surface should be very cleanly welded, so that after grinding it should look in the same way which other surfaces look like. So, hydrogen is one thing which is added, but it has its own disadvantage also. Helium and helium argon mixture. Adding helium to argon will raise the temperature of the arc. This promotes higher welding speed and deeper weld penetration. Disadvantage of using helium or helium argon mixture, the high cost of gas and difficulty in starting the arc. So, helium is one responsibility to act as a catalyst to increase the temperature of the arc. So, when you increase the temperature of the arc, you can reach to the inner surface, you can reach deeper. So, when you reach deeper, the weld will be very successful, but the problem is the helium is a costly one, and initiating the arc is a difficult process, but it has its own advantages. When we want a successful TIG welding, then these things are required. Application of TIG welding, that is what I was saying students in the beginning of my lecture today, that student has to understand the working principle. Okay, fine, you understand it, that there is a tungsten electrode and shielding gases, helium, and welding arc will be generated, and you do the welding. Nothing great in that. It is, I am repeating the same thing for any type of welding we will study, but students, you have to understand that where it is, why we are going to take what is the application of it. When I say aerospace, in the starting of my slide I have said that aluminum can be welded, magnesium can be welded, fine, thinner material can be welded. So, you can see the example here. The examples are directly related to the utilization of TIG welding, aerospace. Now, if you ask anybody in aerospace industry, he will say that they want to cut the weight by 10%, they want to cut the weight by 20%. So, you need to work on thinner material which has its own mechanical properties requirement as per the strength and toughness, other mechanical properties like ductility and all, malleability and all. But when it comes to welding part, they have to see. So, whatever strength they can give in the material, but the ultimate is that when you want to join these pieces, you have to join by welding process. Some of the pieces has to be joined through welding process. So, thinner material, so this type of welding is very it has an important role in that. Automotive, you have seen any nowadays cars are very light in weight. So, you see the sheets from which they are made. So, you want to weld two sheets. So, in this also TIG welding has very important. Repairing of lot of repairing work of thinner material can be done with it. Art and when I say art, artistic work can also be welded through it. In my lecture I have said that clean welding is, you are going to get clean welding from it. So, when you get clean welding, so you can utilize in art and craft which is done by some of the artists. They make something on their own skill. So, applications are to be understood on the basis of whatever you have studied. So, that theory is applicable here. If you can students, if you can relate this theory, then you will find that when I said in the beginning that a doctor is there who gives some medicine for a particular problem, and he gives particular medicine. So, same way as a engineer, as a welding engineer, you should understand that for a particular application there is a particular type of advanced welding technique, and if you can relate that, you can apply anywhere of the same category. Student, advantages and disadvantages of everything is there. So, here also there is certain advantages, over it some disadvantages are there. Suitable for thin materials, I already told this. Clear visibility of the arc provides the operator to have a greater control over the weld. Strong and high quality joints are obtained, no flux is used, hence no slag formation. This results in clean welding. So, these all things have been told. When you come to TIG, welding, so TIG is the most difficult process compared to all other welding process. The welder must maintain short arc length. Arc length is very important. If you remember in lecture number probably in 3 or 4, this arc length has been explained by me. So, if you increase the arc, if you decrease the arc, then there is a direct repercussion of that on the weld beds, weld beadings which are made. So, short arc length, the welder must maintain short arc length, avoid contact between electrode and the workpiece, and manually feed the filler material with the one hand, with the manipulating the torch with the other hand is difficult. You know, when you hold this hold the torch and hold the filler rod from the other hand, so it is difficult to manage that. Technicians must be given thorough training and thorough practice, then only this type of welding is easy for them to do. Tungsten material, when gets transferred into the molten metal, contains the same, leading to a hard and brittle joint. Hard and brittle joint is you know, when you are cleaning it, it is difficult to clean and all. Hard, and nobody wants that hardness and brittleness in the welding. But from this welding, the disadvantage is that it might get brittle and hard, or not suitable for thick metals. We know that it is not suitable for, because you cannot penetrate too deep, that deep. It is only suitable, the limitation is up to certain limit, thin materials can be welded. So, the students, these are the advantages and disadvantages of this welding. In the last lecture, this part was slightly mentioned, but here I have explained more for your betterment and learning. Now, we will take another type of welding, plasma arc welding. When I say plasma arc welding, there are 2-3 words which are new to you. Arc welding you know, all, but what is plasma in that? How that plasma, you nowadays COVID-19 treatment is going through plasma, you must have heard. So, here also and mechanical engineers have this plasma arc welding from very long time. So, I will let you know for our mechanical engineering purpose what is plasma. First of all, we will understand what is plasma arc welding and why students, why we need this plasma arc welding. Go to the disadvantage of TIG welding. When I said go to the disadvantages of TIG welding, that means the limitation was that only thin materials can be welded, but here you have advantage of welding thicker materials. You can utilize this welding for a thicker material, fine. So, plasma arc welding is a liquid state welding process in which the metal to metal joint forms in a molten state with the help of hot ionized gases known as plasma. These hot ionized gases used to heat the work plates and the joint is created due to fusion. Here the plasma is playing role. Now, I will explain you first what is plasma. Arc welding, you know, the process remains same, but how this plasma we are utilizing. So, ions and electrons in the space are usually closely mixed in a soup containing a equal amount of positive and negative charges. Such a mixture is known as plasma. So, there are two types of plasma, primary plasma and secondary plasma. The primary plasma mode employs an energy source to ionize and dissociate a source gas, creating a gas plasma consisting of physically and chemically active components. Secondary plasma provides two additional plasma mode, downstream secondary plasma and ion free plasma, say that is called as secondary plasma. So, it is a mixture of equal mixture of positive and negative positive and negative charges. Such mixture is known as plasma, and here we are going to use it. It is for our it is important for us as a welder. So, I will show you the diagram. So, Plasma arc welding setup, it consists of a power supply. I have shown the cut section. Students, I request you, when you understand these things, you can go on the websites. Today in my lecture I have given in the reference some website references there. So, you can go and see there also, video is there and lot of good diagrams are there, and it will make you understand. Power supply is one of the setup part, plasma welding, torch, water recirculator, tungsten electrode, shielding gas, plasma gas, torch accessory. The torch has consist of lot of accessories. Accessories is something which is utilized to improve the the productivity of that part improves. Filler material, fine. So, if you see this, this is tungsten electrode, the red which I have shown is tungsten electrode. Plasma gas, you can see it comes from this place, and as a result of tungsten electrode and plasma, the gases converts into the plasma. Cooling water is there, this is collet, where this is basically collet. So, cooling water is there to make it cool. Shielding gas is there, which protects the weld zone, and again you can see this circuit, high frequency circuit is there and all, it is connected positive, and base material is connected to positive and negative, the electrode is connected to negative, fine. So, if the diagram is clear, I can go on the next slide. So, the plasma arc welding process needed a high DC supply to generate the electric spark between the tungsten electrode and the welding plates. This welding can weld at a low 2 ampere and the maximum current which it can handle is about 300 ampere. So, wide range is there. It needs about 80 volts for proper working. The power source consists of transformer, rectifier and control consoles. This is the plasma torch. You can see the working gas is common. This is the electrode, and as a result plasma is connected as a result plasma jet is in the form of arc is coming, and here water in is there through this and water out to make it cool. You can see the slide, plasma welding torch, water recirculating and tungsten electrode. We will go in the next. Plasma arc welding setup. So, here also shielding gas is required, plasma gas is required and filler material is required. In the welding process we use two inert gases. We need to maintain a low pressure to avoid the turbulence. While welding due to the low pressure gas, welding shield is formed, and on weekly basis it needs to be changed and all. Plasma gas, this is an ionized gas composed of nearly the same number of electrons and ion, which already I have told. Plasma gas consists of equal number of negative electrons and ions. Filler material is used to in plasma welding there is no filler material. If the filler material is used, then it is directly feed into the weld zone. From the hand you put the filler material to take care of thing. Comparison of TIG welding with the plasma welding. You can see the diagram here, the arc length, the arc length you can see, the standoff, fine. So, this is the difference. The TIG welding, in TIG welding the arc is formed by the electrode and maintained in a shielding gas covering. It is delicate work on thin material. Plasma arc welding has a narrower weld, less HAZ, deeper penetration and low current demand. Operator has greater flexibility as standoff distance with plasma has a little effect on bed. In plasma arc welding, electrode is placed in the torch and the arc is infused with the gas. This causes the gas to ionize and it conducts the electric arc. This causes atoms to break apart into electrons. Furthermore, a plasma arc is mostly cutting and can be utilized for welding, while a TIG welder is designed for welding. So, major difference is as you can see, the arc is more and deeper, it can use for cutting in case of plasma arc welding, and here it is used for welding, TIG is used for welding. This is the major difference. Working principle of plasma arc welding. This is an arc welding process. A concentrated plasma arc is produced with the help of high frequency unit of the machine and directed towards the weld area. The plasma starts between the tungsten electrode and the orifice of the low current pilot arc. The plasma arc welding is concentrated because it is forced through a relatively small orifice or nozzle to increase its pressure and temperature and heat. That is why it is used for a cutting purpose, and that was not possible with TIG welding. Because of the above characteristic, the arc will now become very stable, improve the shape and heat transfer rate will also increase. The temperature of the arc is as high as 33,000 degrees Celsius. Due to this phenomena, the nozzle is surrounded by water cooling. As the temperature is very high, you have seen that nozzle, water was coming and going. So, it was cooling the nozzle as the temperature is very high. To avoid wear out of nozzle due to heat, operating current usually are less than 100 ampere. This makes plasma welding different from other type of welding. So, these are the references you can see for your purpose of studying. Again, I will say that you have to understand that TIG has some special purpose and plasma arc welding has some specific purpose. TIG is used for thinner materials, whereas our plasma arc welding is used for thicker material. TIG welding is used for welding and plasma arc welding is also used for welding, but it is also used for cutting purposes. So, student, if you have understood these things, if you understand that every advanced welding technique, whether it is a plasma arc welding, whether it is a TIG welding, it has a specific purpose. So, with this today's I am ending this lecture. I hope you will make use of these references, make use of my lecture and enjoy these two types of welding. Thank you very much.